Thank you so much for the opportunity to share journey with each and every one of you. I am truly grateful. And during this video, I wanted to share how to find your purpose, how to find meaning, and how to find yourself in very simple way. Have you ever been in a place that life feels like gray and you feel black? It's like no inspiration to do or to create. It just feels like everything is wrong. I have been there many times, actually the majority of my life before I wake up. And this is the first question that I want to do to you guys. Why did you wake up? Because one of the themes for 2023 is finding meaning. Do I like the work I have? Do I like the partner I have? Do I like what I do? Do I like life? And if I don't like it, then what do I want to do? Because sometimes we know we don't want one of those things. But then the question is, what do you want? And is when we may feel stuck or blocked or lost. I remember that my whole life as a starseed, I feel like I was adopted. It was the only answer that will have logic and common sense to the amount of difference between me and the rest of my brothers and sisters and my family. I will say, there is no way we are related. I mean, look at us, right? I remember that I was saying, like, we don't even look alike. And then my brother would say, yes, we do. And I was like, no, we don't. I always felt like I was in the wrong planet, doing the wrong things, being the wrong person. But I didn't know what was the right thing for me. And in that question mark, I went to a hole next to another hole, next to another hole, kind of like a kite, looking for meaning, but I never went within myself. I was only looking by traveling, by relationships, by having success or things or looking good or anything, but I never took the chance to look within until I woke up. When I woke up because I have told this before in other videos, had like a divine intervention. I was seeing angels out of the blue. I did not even believe in God. I didn't care. I told God, just forget about me. I hated God. And I was being raised as a Catholic. And then when I began seeing angels, it was not only angels, it was shadow, it was beings, it was light, it was auras. I was like, what is that? And then I had glitter in my skin. Angels would leave like a glitter on my skin, kind of like a stigma. And then I was like, what is that? That I was telling people, and then people said that I was going crazy, and I thought I was going crazy. And then I began to see symbols and speaking in languages, but I didn't know about chakras or anything. So I was completely lost, and I was scared. And it was a very dark era on my awakening, because I was kind of like forced to awaken. I think the universe said, maybe we should do something about her. Just love her a little bit, so she would do something meaningful. But the problem I didn't know what was the meaning. And in that search, by trying to figure out life, I woke up because I needed to understand what was happening to me. Why I'm seeing this? What is happening to me? And besides the esoteric wrongness, all other areas in my life were wrong. I hated my job, I hated my relationship, I couldn't care about my kids, I hated myself, my family, the city that I was, everything. I was like, and it doesn't feel good to go through life like that. I've been there before. If you're going through a rough time, it doesn't feel good. Of course you want to go into another planet. Of course you want to ascend or move into whatever dimension that life will feel good. I've been there. But when I was forced to do the work, I did therapy for a while, and then I began being very committed and dedicated to meditation, because I needed to figure it out. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't be awake. If I sleep, beings will wake me up and it will terrify me. But if I was awake, then I will feel everyone else's stuff, and then that will terrify me. So going through life being terrified or frustrated or sad or angry, it wasn't the life that I wanted to have. But I didn't wake up until one day I went to the doctor, and the doctor for a normal checkup. It was a normal checkup. I wasn't feeling good. And then I went to the doctor, and then the doctor said, "Ma'am, you do have cancer." And I was like, "What? Do I what?" I didn't have job, and because I didn't have job, I didn't have insurance. It was the wrong place in the wrong time. And then I said, I may die, right? And now that was a good idea because life was like, but then when I faced myself to the possibility about dying, I said, but what am I going to say to Saint Peter? I hated humanity. It was wrong. I didn't like it, right? And then I feel like I was going to feel shame or something, going to heaven. That was my belief. And then complaining about everything I had. And then I said, I feel so disappointed because if I died, I don't know what purpose was or mission or what. I never taste the goodness of life because I was always on the wrong side of it. Every trauma that could happen, I may have it. And it was something I joked with my friends who said, Gretel, everything someone was in the program, you said, oh, I had that and that year. And it was kind of like, it was. But then when I could die, guys, it was when I hold on to life because I said, and not from a place of, I want to leave. It was more like, if I die, then so be it. But if I stay, I wanted to know what happy is. I want to have the relationship that I want, the job that I want, the connection with me that I want, to know what spirituality is and all that stuff. And it was when I give up to what my ego and mind thought I needed to do, and I surrendered to God. I surrendered to God, and I was very lucky. Cancer was just starting. It was able to get rid of in months without chemo. My family support me. I started doing therapy, and I began an angel certification that I joined like for 3 years. Then I did many other things, Akashic Records, Galactic Astral Surgery, and then I learned that language, blah, blah, blah. I was already doing it, but I couldn't figure out. And it was when I was doing my work that I needed to change habits. I needed to learn to love myself. And I needed to have vitamins in my life. People that felt good to be around, activities, the work, and all of those things. And this is where I wanted to get the points. Thank you so much for being here. Send hugs back to you. I don't think I can see the comments, but I appreciate it. If you are in a wrong place, in a wrong moment, kind of like Mercury retrograde, like I was, back in that time, guys, I ended homeless. I had cancer. I separated with myself. And my family needed to support me financially in all areas. So I was like in the hole. And then when I had my surgery from cancer, the anesthesiologist pinched my back, and then the liquid from the spine dropped. And I didn't know if I was going to move my legs. And I was like, okay, so be it, God, just kill me, right? If you're going to do it one day, do it now. But thank God I recovered. Somehow, at that moment that everything was wrong, I kind of surrendered peacefully. And I wanted to share this part because I have been receiving so many emails and on the readings and then questions about people that's having a rough time, kind of in the wrong moment, like I have been many times. And when I surrender, I open to what the universe had an idea to solve, to rectify my life, but I needed to do my work. And my work, it was to change my habits. It was to learn to love myself. And it was to be dedicated to what I wanted to become. Because I was going to be remembered for being the black sheep and to being the person that had it all wrong. And that did not want it to be the legacy for this lifetime. And instead, I needed to work on my life force. So this is the first step. If you feel like in the wrong place, in the wrong directions, this is something that in psychology you do. It's kind of like the pyramid, and I did this for clients, so don't judge my letters. Life force is the next step. Finding your center, getting your boost, getting gasoline, feeling the fire for source. Habits, self-love, but I mean people, it's people that you feel you connect. It doesn't have to be hundreds, one or two that you feel true connection. That's it. And when you already feel like by moving and doing things, life is kind of working out for you, then you can go into the next level, that is to find meaning where you are. Because we know what we don't like and what we disagree, but then we don't know how to fix it or how to rectify that. And by having meaning, it's kind of like the open door for newness to come. Like if you wanted to sell your old car, you cannot say, oh my God, this spent so much gasoline, just purchase it right now so I can have another one. No one will purchase it. But you need to say, oh my God, this vintage, this old, you're not going to find many of those. It's very small. You can park in every place. You got to find the goodness on that thing you wanted to transform into new. And being grateful, it's something that it's the highest frequency and the highest activity we can do. And I'm going to share, this is something that I prepare for the video of the supporters, but I feel like important information to share here for the rest of you. Gratitude is creating the experience, having the experience, transcending the experience, and then completing the experience so you could move on into something new. It's kind of like graduation, initiation and graduation yourself. It may not be the job where you can be a wayshower, but it's maybe the job that will pay your bills, that will give you the resources to study so you can become a wayshower. It may not be the relationship that you want, but maybe it's a relationship that she's teaching you and is giving you the tools to transform that one or to change it for another one that will be a better fit. And this is how we do it normally. And when you feel, when you are educated, we always want something better. That's like the nature of everything. But kind of the majority of the time, everything is working out for me. Maybe I don't like the economy, the system, but maybe my economy is decently. Maybe I don't like the government structure, but at least I have some type of a structure, right? I'm not in the jungle, so going general is something that always helps to find that meaning and gratitude. And the last thing, that's kind of the theme for this 2023. If you check with your astrologer and your esoteric guide, whoever you trust that you ask, with this conjunction between Saturn and Pluto and Uranus that are changing the whole paradigm about love and shifting from the old to the new, but at the same time, the cyborg technology revolution we're going through, it's all about finding meaning. It's all about, do I still want, I have had sessions with people that said, I have been doing this for 20 years, psychic persons, but I don't know if I trust this technique anymore. I don't know if I still believe in this thing that God does. I don't want to put any name of technique. I mean, talking that is wrong because everyone has its own different ways. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, and go back to you. it's okay to question if you still believe in aliens, if you still believe in God, if you still wanted that relationship, if you still want that job, because it's part of us choosing what do I want to become, for what do I want to be remembered, and at the same time adjusting the storytelling into a life that feels good for you the majority of the time. And this is a quote from Sonny Long that I wrote here, because otherwise I wouldn't remember. That says, sometimes you must lose ourselves to find ourselves. And this is actually, for me, the true meaning of waking up. Because it kind of doesn't matter what Arcturians does, or Pleiadians, or what the Egyptian taught a long time ago, but it matters my now. Do I feel good? And being honest, am I doing everything in my capability to taking care of myself, to work on my dream, to find the meaning? Am I really working things out? Or is it easy to be a bitch, or to complain, or to, I don't know, critique, but at the same time, what am I doing? What is the solution that I'm putting on the plate, so humanity go into a better and more peaceful humanity? Because this is another theme for 2023. Now that we're going to enter into the Aquarian stage, it's all about not me, but all of us together, holding the space, holding our hands, supporting each other on whatever way. But before helping each other, you have to help yourself equally the way you support each other. That's what I believe. And I wanted to share a story. And if you have any questions, place them on the video. Please share with me what you feel. Any other ideas about find your purpose, find your meaning, and find that center. Because there are many videos that says that you have to go with your passion. But do I know what my passion is? Do I know what my essence is? Do I know what I want to do or I want to be? And we'll have all of those answers within our hearts. Sometimes it's too much noise to listen. And this story is a perfect example. I remember when it was around 2012, and I was looking the CBS News, and they were talking about a woman that she went to a travel journey to Iceland. I don't know how to pronounce that, but hopefully you guys get it. And while they were looking for a volcanic place or something, in one of the stops that the group did, they were tourists, she changed her clothing and she had a language barrier. And she came back to the group, but the group remembered her with a different color of clothing, and they reported her as missing. But because she had a language barrier, she didn't know they were looking for her, and she joined this search team. And they were looking and looking with the police and everything for her, and she was in the team searching for her. And then after a while, she kind of makes sense and figured out that she was the one everyone was looking for. And ask yourself, have you ever been in a place that you are searching and searching and searching, and then you realize you are the one that you are looking for? And with these, maybe the solution for your problem is in your habits. It may be in the way you care for yourself or the care for others. It may be in the choices. It may be in finding meaning. It may be in finding purpose. It kind of doesn't matter because everything is connected. Do your best. Know that you are doing is enough. And if you don't have the answers, if you haven't found the way yet to have your astrology or to go to a psychic or pay a reading or anything, go within and ask yourself, to the part of you that knows everything, to the part of you that's one with the source, that's divine, that's eternal, that's omnipresent, that has been all the time, that with the source can create planets and galaxies and universe to guide you in the way you'll get it, to weigh you in the way that will make sense for you, and to guide you even when you are not aware. And this is something that I do every day. And the universe will respond to you. It will respond with numbers, with songs, with messages, with insights. So the last thing it is pay attention to where are you, be present, and don't forget to catch up with yourself every day. I hope you guys find this video helpful. Share with me how do you feel, any comments so we can all learn about it. Remember that we are starting the princesses training the 28th of June. It's going to be a 8-week seminar about working with our own divine feminine, self-love, to hold the space with grace, working with trauma and emotions and many things. And I'm so excited for this. If you would like to know more about that, then go and check it at encodedfrequency.com. If you find this helpful, let me know. You guys can like or comment what other themes you think I can share with you guys. And I will post on the calendar where we'll do the free service to share readings and share with you guys a little bit more. Have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye-bye.